Assalamu alaikum everyone. This is Marine Zafar, Manager Admissions UK from HR Consultants, Pakistan. As you all know that HR has organized a virtual expo for the students for current updates and the latest requirement. Today we are representing a Royal Holloway University of London and I have with me Mr. Simon Stanley, who is the Regional Manager South Asia. Welcome, Simon.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for giving us your time. Royal Holloway University of London is a public research university, constituent college of Federal University of London. And the campus is located at the west of Surrey, 19 miles away from the central London. Today, we will discuss some important points regarding the courses, admission requirement, location, accommodation, of the university. Moving towards this Simon, we will clearly elaborate all these points to you. Now over to you, Simon.
Thank you very much, Marine. Hello, and if you're joining us, so as Marine has mentioned, my name's Simon Stanley, and I'm the Regional Manager for South Asia. So we're going to start with a little bit of a presentation just to give you a bit of an overview of our institution, and then I believe there will be some Q&A after that. So I'm just going to share my screen and then I'll start with the presentation. So just bear with me 1 second.
Sure.
Okay, so hopefully you will be able to see my screen now.
Yeah.
So just a few numbers to start with. So Royal Holloway, University of London is a top 20 institution in the UK now. We're actually ranked number 19, so we're actually top 20 in the UK. That is in the Times and Sunday Times Good University Guide. We have about 84,000 alumni in 164 countries, so we are very well developed, very well established university in the UK. There's a lot of opportunities for work placements at Royal Holloway. Some of our courses include work placements as a mandatory element of the course. We also have a dedicated careers department. So if students, when studying with us, want to gain valuable work experience, we are able to facilitate that and help students get that valuable experience. We're a very research intensive institution as well. So we are in the top 25% universities in the UK for research, and that's from the the research exercise framework of 2014. So that's just a few numbers for you. Just to continue with those numbers, so we're kind of a medium-sized institution, approximately 10,500 students in total. Of these 10,500 students, approximately 8,000 of our students are undergraduate students. About 20% of our student body are international students, so that's students from outside of the UK and the EU. And we have about 2,500 postgraduate students. So it's a very international institution. We currently have about 130 different nationalities represented at Royal Holloway, and we have seen consistent increases in Pakistani students studying at Royal Holloway. So it is becoming a very popular choice for students from Pakistan, and we do see continuous increases in those numbers. As Marine mentioned, we are just 19 miles from central London. So you'll be able to see the map that we have here, and you will see we're very close to Heathrow Airport. So there are direct flights from Islamabad into Heathrow Airport. That takes approximately 9 hours. And obviously you have options of going via the Middle East. And we're about 37 minutes on the train into central London. So we are in the county of Surrey. So if you like cricket, Surrey cricket team are very local to us. So what you gain from this is the best of both worlds. You have our beautiful leafy campus, which is set in 135 acres of land, but also you are just 40 minutes from the hustle and bustle of our capital, London. So students enjoy heading into London, whether that be for some tourism, some culture, looking at museums, art galleries, but also there are internship and work opportunities in central London also. So that's just a little bit of information about our location. And you'll see here a map of the campus. So everything that you see on this map, which is colored in blue, are faculty buildings. So that is places that you will study. And everything that you see on this map in purple are student accommodations. So we are a campus-based university, so students can live and study all in the same site. We were voted in 2017 by the Times Higher Education as being the most beautiful campus in the whole of the UK, which obviously we are very proud of. Our famous Founders Building, which is our, what you can actually see behind me here, was opened in 1886 by Queen Victoria. And originally we were a university just for women, but we are now co-ed. So it's a beautiful campus, very accessible, very near London. As you can see in this picture here, this is the famous Founders Building. We have the teaching, the bars, there's cafes, we've got high quality accommodation. We are continuously investing in our campus. So we recently opened our new electronic engineering building, the Schilling building. We have our Emily Wilding Davidson building, which is our student center. That is home to our student accommodation office. There is the library, which is located there. We even have a Starbucks on campus. We have a bank on campus. There is access to medical facilities on our campus. So it really is like a little village. It's a wonderful environment to study in. It's beautiful, yes, absolutely stunning. So even if you do plan on visiting the UK, we regularly have open days, and also you can contact myself, and I'd be happy to facilitate a visit to our campus at some stage in the future. So that's a little bit about our campus. So it's important for students and their happiness on our campus. So every year in the UK, we have something called the National Student Survey. In 2018, we received an 87% student satisfaction rate. So we're very proud of that. What that tells us is that our students are very happy with how the university is teaching and how we are run. And we are ranked above Russell Group institutions. So Russell Group institutions in the UK are very similar to the US kind of Ivy League institutions, and we rank above most of those in the National Student Survey. So some great statistics for us to talk about. So our campus community, we're taught by world-class academics. A lot of the academics have done a lot of extensive research in their field. Some of them have worked in their particular industries. So we are confident that what is being taught at Royal Holloway is up to date and relevant to your future career. There's a lot of support for our students as well. So when you come to Royal Holloway, you will be assigned a personal tutor, and it will be an opportunity for you to air any concerns or any questions that you have about your learning experience. So what you can get from this is a real sense of belonging at the campus and a real sense of care and pastoral care at the university. So there's a lot of support for you if you come and study with us. As I mentioned, you will be assigned a personal tutor, and there is the Centre for Development of Academic Studies. So that is a centre which can support students that perhaps English is not their first language. So for example, if you study from Pakistan, perhaps English is not your first language and you might need a little bit of support on how to apply English to an academic environment. There's a lot of support that we can offer our students from the CDAS department. So you don't need to worry about how you will adjust into an academic life if English is not your first language. Employability, so we have, there's 300 blue chip multinationals within the county of Surrey. We even have 1,000 employment opportunities on campus each year. 91% of our students are employed within 6 months, and 1 in 7 of our students are employed by Royal Holloway. So if you are looking for some valuable work experience or some pocket money, there is options available to you and a lot of support from the university. We've also we will be introducing from September what's known as the graduate immigration route. So students that complete their degrees at Royal Holloway will be able to stay on in the UK for up to 2 years and work. So if you want to finish your degree with us and stay on and work, then that will be an option available to you. We haven't received a lot of information about that yet. It's quite a recent development, but we are confident that that will continue to make the UK a very desirable location to study in higher education. So just to give you an overview of our academic schools, there are 6 academic schools that we have at Royal Holloway. So these are broken down into the humanities, the engineering, physical and mathematical sciences, law and social sciences, life sciences and the environment, business and management, which is always very popular with our Pakistani students, and we have performing and digital arts. So what I will do now is just go through those schools very briefly and just give you an overview of the departments that fall within those schools. And we do offer a variety of bachelor and master's degree, as well as PhD studies. And we also have the option of our international foundation year. So there's a real plethora of courses available for our international students. So we'll start with the humanities. And the departments that we have within the humanities are classics, English, history, languages, literatures, and cultures. The image that you'll see on this page is actually the day that Royal Holloway opened. And underneath that, what looks a bit like a tent, is actually Queen Victoria opening our campus in 1886. So that's Queen Victoria opening our famous Founders Building. Moving on to the School of Engineering, Physical and Mathematical Sciences, the departments include computer science. So we have some fantastic courses in computer science. We have data science and analytics at postgraduate level. All of our computer science courses at postgraduate level include a year in industry. So you do a 2-year master's course, you do 1 year in the classroom, and then your second year will be in a real life work placement. Electronic engineering is our newest department at the university. So we opened that 2 years ago, proving to be very popular. Information security or cyber security, becoming increasingly popular, as well as with our Pakistani students. We have our maths department and our physics department. So courses including astrophysics. So moving on to the School of Law and Social Sciences. So we offer LLB courses in law, which are popular in Pakistan. We don't sadly offer an LLM at this stage. Courses generally range from 3 to 4 years. All students have the option of doing a 4-year course with a sandwich program, so they can do an internship, some work experience, or some volunteering in their sandwich year. We have courses in politics, international relations, and philosophy, and we also offer social work. So the School of Life Sciences and the Environment, so the departments that we have in this particular school, include our biological sciences, earth sciences, geography, and psychology. So some of the more popular courses in psychology, applied social psychology, clinical psychology is also very popular. The clinical psychology does require psychology having been studied previously if you choose to do that at master's level. School of Business and Management is very popular indeed. So we have accounting and financial management. We have the Department of Digital Innovation and Management, Human Resource Management and Organizational Skills. We offer marketing, strategy, international business, and entrepreneurship. So quite an extensive range of business and management courses are offered at both undergraduate and postgraduate level. So the building you can see here in this picture is our Moore building, and that is where the School of Management and School of Business and Management is located on our campus. We have a School of Performing and Digital Arts, so you've got drama, theatre, you've got media arts. We're actually number 5 in the UK, top 5 for music. So if we have any students from Pakistan who are interested in music, then that is an option for you. And we also have our entry criteria, which are quite important. So let me just run through what they are. So undergraduate, so students from Pakistan will generally, our A-level requirements are generally AAB or ABB in A-levels. For students that are following the IB, so that would be the International Baccalaureate, we generally look for 32 points in the full diploma. Generally, that's a 665 or 655 at higher level. And for students that are following this sort of traditional Pakistani high school qualification, they will be required to take a foundation program. And we
So
offer
they
our
are not
foundation.
eligible for the direct entry.
They're not, no. They will be required to take our foundation program, which is run in collaboration with Study Group. We do have Study Group representatives based in Pakistan as well.
Yeah.
So that gives you an idea as to what our entry criteria is. But yes, sadly, we don't accept HSSE students directly into year 1 of our degree. They are required to take our foundation program, which is run on campus. So that gives you an idea as to what the undergraduate requirements are. And obviously, I'm available to help students if you have any particular questions about entry criteria. You can obviously use HR consultants that we've been working with for many, many years. And if they are unsure of a particular qualification, they can always contact me. So, you know, we offer a very informal service of just sort of reviewing qualifications and seeing if you are eligible for entry or not. Applications are run through UCAS for our undergraduate courses. So all applications must come through UCAS. Looking at postgraduate, we will consider pre-masters for entry, but generally what we would look for a master's degree at Royal Holloway from Pakistan would be a 4-year degree. So that's either 2 years of bachelor or 2 years postgraduate, but it must be 4 years of studies. The GPA, generally we look for between 3 and 3.5, and that will depend on the institution that you've been studying at in Pakistan. And we have different requirements for different tiered institutions in Pakistan, but we will always be able to let you know what the requirement is for the particular university that you are studying at. All applications online for postgraduate studies are made through Royal Holloway Direct, which is our online portal. Obviously, HR consultants are able to help facilitate your application. They have the login details so they can help upload the documents. And generally what we would look for to make a decision is a copy of your results. So whether that be your bachelor results or if it's your A-level results, we need your SOP, so a statement of purpose, which outlines your motivations and why you want to study a particular subject, why you want to study at Royal Holloway, a copy of your passport. There is an IELTS requirement as well. So generally at Royal Holloway, we look for an overall score of approximately 6.5 with a minimum 5.5 in each section. But it really is important to check the particular program you're looking for requirements because they sometimes can vary. But generally we look for 6.5 in the IELTS. Obviously we are in, postgraduate as well is also 6.5. Now we do have a section on our website which is based around the COVID-19. Obviously we are in a very unprecedented situation at the moment, and we will talk more about that in our Q&A session after the presentation. But we do have a page on our website with a lot of the frequently asked questions that were being asked around the coronavirus and whether the term will be running or not. It is our expectation that we will be running in September. We haven't certainly made any announcements yet that we won't be. It is obviously an evolving and unprecedented situation, so we don't really know how this will unfold. I mean, at the moment, as you may know, we are still in a lockdown in the UK. We have another 2 weeks of that, and I think they will review it. The expectation is that it may continue. What we are in a sort of stronger position than we are in April. September is quite a way away. So we are hopeful that we will be running our courses as usual, but we can't make any guarantees at this stage. We just don't know. But we are obviously, we can reassure you that we are looking at other possible scenarios and how we can help students if we're not running a September intake. Whether that be an in-person intake, whether you're on campus or whether it's an online learning. But any announcements will obviously be made with plenty of notice. So at the moment, the message we are sending is it's business as usual at Royal Holloway. So we off. Sorry, carry on.
Basically, applications are open for the students, and universities, giving the offer letters. Right.
Yeah, absolutely. We are still, our admissions office is still processing offers. We're still accepting applications. We're still making offers for September. So absolutely. We are looking at ways in which, because obviously for students that might not have the required IELTS score, there are options for the pre-sessional English. We do have 12, 8 or 4-week programs available for our students. But again, we are in a situation where the 12-week one is probably likely won't be running on campus. We are looking at ways in which we can offer our pre-sessional English remotely and digitally, and we will be making more announcements on that shortly. But we will still offer some form of pre-sessional English, whether that's on campus or remotely. Accommodation, so students that accept their offer for year 1 entry and are guaranteed on-campus accommodation. So we've got a number of different options available. So we have catered halls, so that means that food is provided. We have our famous Founders Building, which also has accommodation involved, and students can eat in the dining hall there. We have the Kingswood 1 and 2, which is also catered accommodation, and we have our Reed Hall as well. And some of these accommodations will include their own ensuite or bathroom facilities, or it will be a shared bathroom facility, but there's lots of options available. We also have self-catered, so for students that want to cook for themselves, we have a number of different options, and our most newest accommodation offering is our George Eliot offering, which is just a couple of minutes from our main campus. So lots of different options available. There's also the private sector to consider, but generally most of our international students will live in college managed accommodation, and we have an office, an accommodation office, that will be able to help and advise you with regards to that. So tuition fees for this year, there are a number of different variables, but undergraduate, so bachelor, generally from about 16,800 to 20,900. It depends on what course you're looking at. So if, for example, you were looking at one of the classics courses, it would be in the sort of lower tuition fee bracket. If you were looking at something more similar to maybe computer science, it's a little bit more expensive at 20,900. You can also see all of our other tuition fees available. So quite a varied in cost. And just to reassure you, we do have scholarships available as well. The undergraduate scholarship deadline has now passed, but the postgraduate scholarship deadline is the 15th of June. So students, applicants still have time to apply. One of the most popular scholarships is our Royal Holloway Principal Master's Scholarship, and successful awardees of that scholarship will receive £4,000 tuition fee reduction. All of the information about that is on our website, and we will be able to share that with you in due course. So lots of different sports available at the student within the student union. So you can see here students are playing rugby. We have a very active and thriving Pakistani society at the university. We have an Islamic society at Royal Holloway. We have a cricket team. There's dancing. There's painting. So there's about 150 different clubs and societies available at Royal Holloway. So we actively encourage our students to participate in some form of extracurricular activity, because we feel that it's good for your health, but also it does help develop a lot of the skills that employers look for. So for example, team building, leadership skills, these are all attributes that sport and extracurriculars can contribute towards. So we have lots of different available, and all of this information is available in our orientation week, or welcome week as we call it, when all the different clubs and societies will be available to guide students for all the different offerings that we have. So you can see here some of the different clubs and societies, so many to choose from breakdancing to entrepreneurship. We have sci-fi society, journalism, jazz. As I mentioned, we have our very popular Islamic society. So lots of ways to get really involved at Royal Holloway. And as I mentioned, the sports facility, so we recently refurbished our sports facility, so there's lots of space available for students. We have a multi-use sports hall, we have a fitness suite, and we have all-weather playing surfaces available for our students. So just drawing this presentation to a conclusion, what makes Royal Holloway different? So you're at a stage where you might hold an offer with us, or you might be looking at your options in the UK, and obviously there's a lot of choice out there. So what makes us different? Why should you choose Royal Holloway? So firstly, we are excellent in both research and teaching. We are a top 20 ranked university, and we score very high in our research exercise framework, which is how UK universities are assessed for their research. Our campus is beautiful. It's statistically one of the safest campuses in the UK. It's very historic. You know, as I mentioned, we've been operating from 1886, so we've got a lot of experience in offering higher education. Location is fantastic. We're just 7 miles from Heathrow Airport, 40 minutes from central London. So proximity to London is a real winner. Small class sizes, so a lot of personal support available with our students. So students don't need to feel alone. There's a lot of support available for our students. Many different accommodation options, catered, uncatered, own bathroom, shared bathroom. Everything we have is available, and the prices vary depending on your taste and budget. And lastly, a community that really supports our students and encourages them to succeed. As I mentioned, we have very high employability rates, and we offer students the opportunity to work as part of their program. So students can graduate from Royal Holloway with all of the skills required to really succeed in their chosen career path. So thank you very much for listening. I'm going to hand you back now to Marie, and there'll be a few Q&As. So I'll be happy to
Thank you so much,
to answer those. Thank you.
Thank you so much. You explained all the points very clearly about the university. I have a few questions.
Sure.
What about, is there any relaxation in IELTS due to the current COVID-19 situation for international students?
Yes, I mean, with regards to IELTS, it is a requirement by the university, and the main reason for that is it's required for students to gain their visa. So UKVI, which is the UK Visas and Immigration section, do require proof of English ability to enable the issue of a student visa to Pakistani students. So I understand a lot of the testing centres in Pakistan are now closed due to the COVID-19 situation. There are a number of alternative testings that are available, including Duolingo, Password. There is an IBT TOEFL online edition, and we are in the process actually this week of broadcasting to our students and agent network which exams that we will be accepting, but there will be alternatives. So if you're not able to take an IELTS in a test centre, do not panic. There are other options available. Many universities will be accepting those. They are accepted by the UK government for your student visa. So there are alternatives. So don't panic at this stage.
And is there any particular plans for the CIE students because you know they will get the results on the basis of their predicted grades? So is there any particular?
Absolutely, Marine. We are in the process of determining how we will assess students. A-level results are expected to be issued as usual. How students are given their grades will obviously change this year with the students unable to take final exams. It is our understanding that grades will be awarded on things like coursework, ongoing assessment that students have already taken, the teacher's assessment of the student, predicted grades, as you quite rightly said. So we are still hoping that when the A-level results come out in August, that we will be processing offers as we usually would. So yeah, I mean, it's a very difficult situation to be in with students not taking final exams, and we are very sympathetic to that. What I would stress at this point is that obviously the grades are important. If a student holds a conditional offer, you know, the grades are important, but it's not the only part to an application. So the SOP is very important. We look at that. We look at students' motivations. We look at their reference letter as well. So we look at applications holistically, and we don't just make an assessment based purely on grades. So there are other things that we look at.
Okay. And what about the tuition fee for the work placement programs?
So if students, for example, if a student was coming and taking a let's say the MSc Data Science and Analytics with a year in industry, so that's a 2-year course. So in their first year, they pay their tuition fees, and we do have the option at Royal Holloway of making splitting the payment into 2, possibly more payments on a case-by-case basis. And then in the second year, when students are working, they will pay 20% of the tuition fee for that year. So it is a considerable tuition fee reduction, but what you need to remember is that students will be working and receiving a full-time salary at the same time.
And what is the initial minimum amount a student needs to pay before the CAS letter?
Okay, so at Royal Holloway, we would look for a £3,000 deposit payment, which is offset from the tuition fee, and that would enable us to issue the CAS. And we will be able to issue the CAS when students hold an unconditional offer, they've paid the deposit, and we have checked their financial credibility. So we look at the bank statements.
Also needs to provide the bank statement.
Generally, we would look for bank statements, yes. So they would be asked to upload those, and we would determine if students have the necessary funds to support their studies at Royal Holloway. And
is there any credibility interview before the CAS?
We don't have credibility interview training at Royal Holloway. Obviously, there's lots of online support available for students, and we have a very good visa and immigration section on our website, which can offer some great tips. But we don't offer a formal credibility one-to-one chat with our students.
That's good. And everything is clear now. Thank you, Simon.
Great.
Time. So now I'm winding up this session, and thank you so much, Simon, for your time, for your guidance, and all the elaboration. Okay, take care, everyone. Allah
You too. Thank you so much, Marine. Thank you for your time. And if, as I've mentioned, if anyone has any questions, please do get in touch with HR consultants. They've been supporting Royal Holloway for a number of years. And stay safe. And we look forward to welcoming you at Royal Holloway in September. Thank you for your time today.
Thank you. Allah Hafiz.
Bye-bye.